Hey guys, I'm here with a video to show you guys how the hero pencils work in Create Space Paper or on Create Space Paper on books that are published by Create Space Publishing Company. I know a lot of you have hero pencils and you're wondering, or a lot of you don't have hero pencils and you are wondering how they will perform on Create Space Paper. So I have this book here that I received from, well, I got from Amazon. I bought it and it's supposed to be a grayscale book, but it's absolutely just a black and white book with some faded grays somewhere here and there. So I've completed half of this picture here. And yeah, you can see pretty much how, let me zoom you in a little bit. Can you guys see how that's pretty much not anything to follow? It's not supposed to be this transparent and gray looking. It's horrible. So, yeah. So I pretty much have to figure out myself where lines go and how I want them. So we're not complaining. It was only $1.87. So before I get started on blending and so forth, I'm going to finish up my little water drops that I created. Give them a little white paint. There we go. So I finished that up. All right, and I use the Galaxy marker, paint like ink, to do that. So let's get started on working with our hero pencils. So the 3 pencils that I used on this side were the hero pencils number 30, 126, and 149. All 3 of these greens. So I'm going to sharpen them up a little bit. Get them ready for a little work. There we go. Okay, so what I want to do here is I want to start out putting this green, the darkest green, which is 149. And there I am. In the darkest places. In a very light layer. And I kind of make like a little moon shape to kind of show where my line of demarcation is. And I'll vaguely press. Not too hard. You probably can see how hard I'm pressing. And I'm trying to stay where the shadow is. So I'm going to move to this one. And I love the Create Space paper. The way that the hero pencils perform with this Create Space paper, it's amazing. And I actually tried them also in it's like it has 2. So I don't really know what people are complaining about with Create Space paper. Maybe this Create Space paper is different than most Create Space paper. I have heard that there are different types of Create Space paper. You know, some Create Space paper is thicker, some is thinner. So some is smoother, some is a little bit, toothier. So I don't know. I guess it all depends on what Create Space feels like that day. I don't know. But this is actually pretty good. I mean, it feels great. So I'm just going to go through all of the little areas to kind of put the dark down. I'm going to be using multiple layers. And of course, you know, hero pencils, they only take about 3 or 4 to the most 5 layers. So this will be layer number 1. So when you're ready to do most of your blending, you'd better be ready by layer 4 to be done with adding color, because it doesn't like too many layers. Not the pencils. They don't do well with too many layers. And I'm going to zoom you out a little bit more so you can really see everything that I'm doing. And guys, like, I feel I am a newbie to the adult coloring scene. I feel that I'm an amateur, and I'm learning, you know, so much as I go. And I just wanted to say, you know, the reason why I started making YouTube videos for adult coloring is because I was watching, when I first started coloring, I was watching quite a few YouTube. I'm trying to fix my light, guys. Wait 1 second so you won't get too much shadow. I was watching YouTube videos of these awesome people who were coloring and creating just, oh my goodness, beautiful pieces. And I can remember looking at them saying, there is no way I'm going to be able to create that with Crayola pencils, a whiteout pen, and dollar store glitter glue. Because when I first started out, I didn't have stickles, and I didn't even know what stickles was. I didn't know what Wink Stella was. I didn't know what Prismacolor pencils were. I didn't know what Polychromos was, Faber-Castell. I mean, all these things I was unfamiliar with. And they were using all these wonderful things, but I was like, I have no clue what that is. Then when I found out what it was, I was like, there is no way I'm going to purchase that ever, because that just doesn't make sense to me to purchase something so expensive. And I don't work, you know, to get paid to do these things. And I'm like, no, I can't, no. Because I'm a budgeter by nature. I don't, as people say, waste money. But, you know, if there's something I like that I want, I get it. If I can afford it, of course. But I just couldn't see myself getting those types of things, right? So at the beginning of my journey, I was just like, no, I guess I will never, ever be able to create beautiful art like those other people on YouTube. So now, guys, I'm switching to my next color, the 126, this lighter green. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just never be able to do that. So I never really found any YouTube videos on YouTube that showed, you know, people using budget friendly items. I figured, okay, I have to have this book, that book, this type of paper, this type of pencil, this type of this, and I have to have all of that in order to create something worthy of being beautiful. But that was all a misconception, because you don't have to have those things. And even if you do have those things, that still doesn't make your art beautiful. It's, you know, half of it is your supplies. The other half is your talent. And then there's still a percentage of just creating things that you enjoy, not having to worry about, oh my goodness, these pencils, you know, are too expensive for me, or this coloring book is going to cost $80 to get it shipped from overseas. I can't. You shouldn't have to be stressed out about, this hobby. So I figured out very, very quickly that, it was just personal preference for everything and everyone. So eventually, I stumbled upon quite a few channels, and I'll mention one of them is Anne from A Colorful Life, and another one was Diamond Glitz. Those two channels especially helped me to see that you could create, awesome things, quality things. There are quality products out there that are not going to break the bank. So when I saw their channels and was like, oh my goodness, okay, so they're using budget friendly, pencils. They're buying coloring books from the discount store, or, it's just, they really opened my eyes to see. So I then was determined to start creating videos showing people in this coloring community that, there are budget friendly things out there that don't have to break the bank. Okay? They don't have to break the bank in order for you to create beautiful art and beautiful coloring pages. Now I'm switching to number 30, the green, lighter green, number 30, guys. But if you decide to purchase pencils that are expensive, or expensive coloring books, go ahead, be my guest. Now, don't get me wrong. Hey, I just bought a small set of Faber-Castell pencils, and I can't wait to use them. Of course, I got them at a bargain discount, Dollar Diva style. But I mean, I got them. I have them, and I can try them and see if I like them. And if I want the larger set and I just can't live without them, then hey, there's no problem with getting that. But just know that in order for you to create quality things and to have nice pictures, you don't have to necessarily break the bank, okay? If that's breaking the bank for you, you may breaking the bank, that may not be breaking the bank for you. That may be just a little skim. That may just be money you can just spend for that particular thing. And that's okay. That's completely okay, guys. Don't feel bad for being able to afford something. Don't feel bad for not being able to afford something. So it's all about personal preference, and don't let anyone make you feel any kind of way for, anything. So, but that's the purpose of my channel. I'm going back to the darker pencil, guys. That's the purpose of my channel, to just show individuals, hey, we can have fun with this and we can do it on a budget. It's okay. It's okay to use Crayola. It's okay to use these budget-friendly pencils if you'd like. It's okay. It's okay to get a coloring book from Walmart and, Timeless Creation and color in that. Hey, the paper quality in that is just as good as, anything else. It's okay. Just have fun. Okay? Let this experience be about creating something that you are going to enjoy. And I'm losing my lead. I don't want to lose you, lead. No, don't go away from me. I think I'm just going to now just kind of finish this little area here. And I'm bearing down a little bit harder now, just a little bit. I think I'm using medium pressure now. And I can actually feel the layers building up, and they're almost like, yep, we're almost done. You're almost going to say enough, no more. So that's when you know that these pencils, it's about time for you to go ahead and get whatever layers you want, whatever colors you want to put down. You better get them on there then, because it's almost done. It's almost done accepting layers. And you see how now I'm using the dark color, and I'm going out here, but you don't see anything for the most part going down, no color going down. That's because it's done accepting layers. It's pretty much done. Okay, so you see the difference? Okay, so now let's do this section here. I'm using a very light hand right now. Now I'm coming out here to this darker part. And I'm not trying, and guys, this is another lesson learned. Okay, as I said, I'm a new colorist. At first, I would have tried to achieve this side with just one layer. I would have just been heavy-handed, just oh, pencils flying out my hand. I would have just been bearing into the paper, just destroying the tooth, you know, because I'm trying to get color. This is the second color. I'm trying to get color down, and I want it to be vibrant, and just, that was not the way to do it, guys. I finally understand the purpose of layering now. Layering and blending. I see the purpose now. You know, one person explained it, and here's the lighter pencil. One person explained, you know, items that's in real life, they don't have just one color. Nothing is just light green. Actually, things are, you know, a different, you know, the shadows, some of the shadows in that item may be dark green because it's in a shadow, and, you know, it's maybe light green on this section, and then it kind of has a hint of blue. So, you know, things have different colors. So they were like, okay, layering, you're giving your item those different dimensions of color. So that's the reason why you would need to just lightly layer your colors down. And I didn't see the purpose of that. I was like heavy-handed and just trying to get, I would have never achieved this with my heavy hand of just trying to put down color, being impatient. But I'm still very impatient. I still cannot deal with Prismacolors having to layer 1,000 layers. Okay. Yeah, so I would just be scrubbing the paper, and I couldn't figure out how those different colorists, how they got all those dimensions of color, and it was just so beautiful. What am I doing wrong? Well, that's what I was doing wrong. I was not layering. I had no clue what layering even meant. I thought I was layering when I put one hard layer of color on and then couldn't add any more. But like I said, with Prismacolor, it requires a lot of layering. So I'm still impatient when it comes to that. So I really have to just still work with Prismacolors. Yeah, Erin from Simple Art for Adults, she's going to start a series on her channel about how to use Prismacolors. And, a lot of people, not just me, have a problem with Prismacolors. It takes patience. It's actually a learning curve to actually learn how to use Prismacolors. And once you learn how to use them, you still have to have a measure of patience, I feel. And my lid wants to come out. Don't come out yet. Okay, guys, I keep getting interrupted with phone calls. So I had to pause, you guys. And I remember what I was talking about, but now I don't feel like talking about it anymore. You know how when you start another conversation with someone, and now when you were talking about one thing and then you start another conversation with someone else, now you're out of the mood to talk about whatever it was you were talking about. You're like, okay, that ship has sailed. That's crazy, I know. Oh, well. Yes, guys, I'm learning so much in this coloring community about just coloring. It's nice to learn things, but it's also nice not to put too much stress and emphasis on yourself to create things that, that's just not in your power to create. Because I'm like, I look at some things and I know if I put my mind to it, I can. And I will try one day. I love trying new things. But I'm like, oh yes, I don't know if I'll ever be able to put 10 layers of color down. I don't know if I ever. Well, I'm doing 5 now, so I'm halfway there, huh? I'm halfway there. Okay, yeah, now see this green here. People have been saying they've been having problems out of their green hero pencils. This one little green, and it's getting short. He just keeps breaking. I was just reading on one Facebook group how they were saying they were having problems with their greens breaking. But for 20 bucks, whatevs. I still like them. I still like ye. I'm using pretty hard pressure now. Pretty hard. Sort of kind of burnishing now. And if you don't know what the word burnishing is, that's pretty much destroying the tooth of the paper, pushing down the tooth of the paper into, pushing the color down into the tooth of the paper so that you can achieve complete color. And after you burnish, you will not be able to add any more color. Okay, guys, you see that? Do you see what is happening here? So I'm going to come back when I have finished all of these and almost done, and You guys will see what we are working with. Okay guys, this is how far I've gotten so far. Now let's work on the background here. I want it to be kind of a blue, kind of the sky, so I'm using number 32. And I have been having just the hardest time with these greens, guys. Oh my goodness, look how little my green have gotten because the leads kept breaking. And like I said, I had been hearing a lot of people saying that particularly the greens, the leads and the greens have been just constantly breaking. So that's odd. The lead's just falling out. Excuse me. So yes, that's a little irritating, but what can you expect for a $20 pencil for 160? Can't really expect perfection. At least I don't. Excuse me. Okay, so now I'm going to put a small little layer of yellow. And another layer of blue. And I'll zoom you guys in so you can see it a little bit better, what I'm doing. Let's see if I can get some good light. Uh-oh. Losing my pencils, guys. All right. Okay. Give it a little more yellow. Okay, now the look at that. Oh my goodness. Really? I mean, the lead just disappeared. I put the pencil down and it was just gone. Well, hero, what are you doing? Don't do this to me. Don't make me retract every good thing I've said about you now, okay? Don't do it. Don't you do it, okay? Okay, now I'm giving a little bit more pressure because I'm pretty much ready to stop layering because I've gotten lazy. I don't want to layer anymore. I'm tired. You guys ever get to a certain point in your pictures and you're like, okay, I have to stop when I can feel myself getting like, okay, I want to hurry up and finish this because I'm tired. You get to that point, and so I have to stop or I will ruin my picture. So, yes. Okay, I think that side is done, and I want to make this side a little darker. Uh-oh. Smearing. Why do I do that? Such a habit, guys. Okay. There we go. Oh my goodness, that's pretty. That's kind of pretty, guys. Okay, so let's do a couple of raindrops on this side. Excuse me. So what I do is I take the black number 12 and black number 120. So let's start with the 120. And I think, well, no, I'm not going to make an irregular circle, but let's just make a, is this 12? Yes, that's number 12. Let me zoom you in so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'll just make a circle, very light circle right there. Okay, can you see it? Can you see what I did? Right there, light circle. Now let's take the darker black and kind of shade around it a little bit. Shade around it. Now let's take our Galaxy paint pen, put a little white there and a little white there. There you go, and there's your drop. Okay, let's do a couple more. And the reason I use the number 12 pencil and not the darkest pencil is because I want to get, I want to get an idea of where I want my drop to be. So I'm going to make this drop here a little bit bigger and a little more irregular. Okay. Okay. And I think should I do one more, guys? I think I'm going to do one down here where this blob of ink is. That was on the coloring book already. This weird piece of ink area. Okay, let's zoom you out. And there we go. That's our picture in our Create Space picture. In our Create Space paper. Create Space paper. So there you have it, guys. That's Hero Pencil and Create Space Paper. So what do you think? Do you think it needs something else? I don't think it needs anything else. I think it's done. It's a done deal. So I give this a Dollar Diva thumbs up. I give a thumbs down on all my greens breaking and my leads just disappearing. So that's a thumbs down, but everything else, thumbs up for this. This book, thumbs down. You have to pretty much create your own stuff. And I had a hard time figuring out where lines were, so wasn't so hot about that. But other than that, guys, here you have it. So thanks for tuning in, and I will see you on my next video. Bye, guys.